Evelyn is a character in Baldur's Gate 3 who, shortly after the game's launch in August of 2023, became popular online due to TikToks showcasing her in cutscenes with other characters. Many people who saw these TikToks flocked to their gaming platform's preferred storefront to purchase the game, excited to come across Evelyn in their adventures. Users posted on Reddit asking for info on who she was, where to find her, desperate to learn more about her. One might say she was one of the game's most popular and sought-after characters for a short time after the game's release. One of the things I said in that introduction was a lie. I'll give you a couple chances to guess. If you guessed that Evelyn isn't a real character in-game, you're right. She's fake. She's not real. Or, more precisely, Evelyn is just someone's modded Dark Urge character. So why did she become so popular? Did people really buy the game just because they thought they could romance her? Is that a little weird? Evelyn is a custom character, or a TAV as they're referred to in Baldur's Gate 3, made by someone online who goes by Fromacrypt on TikTok. Fromacrypt, from what I can gather, posts pretty neat screenshots of characters from their games. Obviously, Evelyn was their magnum opus, their big hitter. They've since moved on to other characters, and recently, from what I can see, has been posting about Debunking 5 as well. But a tutorial for how to make Evelyn in the character creator stays pinned on their page. If you Google Baldur's Gate 3 Evelyn or BG3 Evelyn, you might find a Nexus collection containing all the mods used to create her, and it also links to the video by Fromacrypt. The oldest TikTok on Fromacrypt's account is from November 2023, so a couple months after the game's launch. But based on the description and the comments, it's clearly not the first post of Evelyn. I did try to find that, but it seems lost to the ages. It's lost media. But just from browsing their account, you can see a lot of people absolutely fell in love with this person's character. Searching Evelyn on both Baldur's Gate 3 subreddits, because for some reason there's two of them, you'll find loads of kinda funny posts of people who are absolutely enthralled by this character. Now, obviously, some of these are just people hearing about Evelyn and not knowing anything about them.
If I need your body, I'll fuck it.
But a lot of these are people who either genuinely believe that Evelyn is a character in-game, or are asking how to recreate someone else's OC. Now, I understand this is a bit of an old man yells at cloud situation, and obviously these people aren't really hurting anybody, and Fromacrypt has crafted a pretty custom character, all credit to them. However, I do think there's something to be said about you if you see this character online and go out and just buy this game expecting to either find Evelyn in-game or expecting to just be able to play as them without researching literally anything about this character or the game until after you've dropped $60 on it. That's the thing. A lot of these posts are from people who have already bought the game. To me, that behavior certainly demonstrates, at the very least, a lack of understanding of the value of money. No, I don't mean to come on here and just like white knight for Fromacrypt. If they're okay with people copying their character, which clearly they are because they made a tutorial on how to make Evelyn, then I guess it's really no harm done. But again, to me, I think people should be more comfortable being more creative. This is like a role-playing game where you can make your own custom adventurer, and I think it certainly sullies your experience a bit, whether you believe it or not, to just try and recreate someone else's character. That's not really the point. I know art is subjective. What it literally is, like if you were playing Dungeons and Dragons and you're playing a character that somebody else just made up for you. There's no connection there. I don't know. When I first played Baldur's Gate 3, my first character, he was a Dragonborn Paladin, and throughout the story, I made choices as I would make them, and I grew very attached to Theodorix was his name, and the companions I took along, and I think you miss that experience if you're playing some character who's supposed to already have these defined characteristics about them. The biggest counter-argument I would say against this is that there's already plenty of narrative games where you play as a relatively predefined character. For example, I'm finally getting around to playing The Witcher 3. Geralt is already his own thing. He's not really a blank slate. You get like dialogue choices and such, but Geralt already has some defined character traits. And I would just counter that by saying The Witcher 3 doesn't have a character creator. The Witcher 3 is not intending to allow you to go out with your own custom Witcher and shape the world as you will. The Witcher 3 is a narrative game. Baldur's Gate 3, you can play as the origin characters if you would like. You can play as Gale, Lae'zel, Will, but I think the fact that the character creator opens on the blank slate custom character, and the fact that you're given so much freedom in this character creator is evidence enough that you should not constrain yourself to somebody else's vision of the Baldur's Gate 3 protagonist. And it's totally fine to go online and look at other people's characters for inspiration. I do that all the time for D&D and for Baldur's Gate, for Skyrim, and Cyberpunk, all the big RPGs I do that for. But I don't think you should constrain yourself to playing as someone else's character, really. I think you can admire someone else's character, but I think you should allow yourself to make your own adventure. That's going to be it for today's video. Let me know in the comments what you think of the whole Evelyn phenomenon. I remember watching it unfold vaguely, and, I don't know, I just thought it was a little strange, the whole mystique surrounding this character. Let me know if you agree with that take, and let me know if you didn't, because arguing on the internet is always fun. This isn't meant to be like a hit piece on anybody who likes Evelyn or anything like that. I'm almost certain that most of those people in like the Reddit posts that I showed on screen are probably like children, so don't like witch hunt anybody. Don't go on a crusade against people who like Evelyn. Obviously, no shade to From a Crypt for making and sharing their character online. I'm not doing anything too different from what they're doing. Like the video, please subscribe. If there's any sort of fun topic that you would like me to cover, then comment, leave it down below, comment it. Definitely a bit of a shorter video today. This Evelyn does not have as nearly a storied history as something like the Fortnite skins that I did the video on. Yeah. I will do my best to have another video up soon. See ya.